Hello. Welcome back to my weird little corner of YouTube. I'm not in focus, despite telling my camera that I should autofocus. I was in focus a second ago. I got up, then sat down again to do this bit, and now I'm out of focus. And now it's just very dark. So what I will do instead is press a button on the back, which will turn off the video. But then it comes back and it's all fine again. So this is why we get good cameras for our YouTube channels. Anyway, welcome back to my weird corner of YouTube where I talk about stuff. And today I'm going to be participating in the YouTuber's favourite thing ever, which is making tier lists. Tier list, not tier list, but like a list of things. Tier list. I'm going to be talking about David Fincher because last weekend I went to see The Killer at the cinema, not realising it was actually a Netflix film. So I could have stayed at home and watched it, but because I am a true cinephile, I decided to go to the cinema and watch the latest David Fincher film. So I'm going to be ranking these films on my personal opinion, not on any specific technical merit. I don't want to get into details about technical prowess and storytelling abilities through the visual medium of filmmaking. There's other people who do that much better and much more coherently than me. So all I'm going to be doing today is just going through my personal tier list of David Fincher films. Movies.
I'm sorry.
Alien 3 was the first film I watched in the Alien series. It's not a great film. I admire it for what it was and how much effort it took to make, but I was more interested in the backstory of how everything fell apart, and yeah. So for that one, I'm going to rank that in there. The next film is 7, or seven, because the title is stylized as SE, the number 7, EN. So it's seven. Yeah, so I like this film. It's good. Well done. I studied it a lot when I was doing my getting into filmmaking and this. I like it. But now here's the kicker, right? Up on a rewatch, it's not really entertaining me. But that's not true, it's very entertaining. Okay, yes, right, so excellent performances from Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman and other people were involved also. But on the poster it's just got the Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman. That's what I'm basing this entire thing on. Yeah, so I'm going to put that at, I don't know, there. Now bear in mind, I'm aware of the fact that Alien 3 is on the same level as 7, but if you think about it, that's where I've put them. So that's where they are. Next is The Game. Now, I never saw that before. The first time I watched this film was this weekend, just gone. Ish, I think. Yes, just gone. And I was surprised I hadn't seen it before, but I didn't enjoy it. I thought it was much more... I thought it was too... too many twists, too many changes. It was too obvious what was happening, and then it wasn't obvious, and then it was like, oh, I don't know. And then I just lost interest, and I didn't care for the character whatsoever. So maybe if I watched it at the time, it would have been more interesting. and would have grabbed him more. But as it stands, no, that's a D for me. Sorry, David. My name is Daryl. David. We've got the same initial, and we're both equally important. The next film is Fight Club.
I get it. The first rule of Fight Club, right?
This is probably my first fight. No, this isn't my first Fight Club. Well, it is my first Fight Club, but it's not my first. But it is my first something. I'm not really sure what. But I remember watching this film when I was younger, because that's how time works. And I really enjoyed this one. I have it on DVD and Blu-ray. Yes, both. And I just really like it. It's a good film. I like the bits with Edward Norton and Brad Pitt is in it too. Also, Meatloaf is in it. No, I won't do that. That's not on the poster, but I remember this. So, Meatloaf is in this film, and I think he's very good. I'm sad that he died, but he had bitch tits. So it's in the film. He had the character Bob. Bob had bitch tits. That's the whole point of the film. Not the film. The whole point of the character, Bob. Bob has a name tag on his thing, and Fight Club. That's going to go on S tier because that's how I rank these things. Next film is Panic Room, which I just found incredibly boring, and I don't really enjoy it that much, and don't enjoy it at all. In fact, go so far as to say that I stopped it when I rewatched it this weekend just gone. It's just a bit rubbish, in my opinion. But it's not actually rubbish, it's a good film. But in my opinion, it's a bit, like, woman gets trapped in a room and panics a bit. Don't care too much about this one. So I'm putting that in the D. Sorry, David. Again, David. I should have renamed it David. David. No. Continuity. Boom. Right, next is Zodiac now. Zodiac is my favourite David Fincher film. Reason being, it's great. And that's all you need to know about it. It's filmed well. The cars go around and stuff, and there's murders, and there's a Zodiac murderer person. But I could watch this for days and days. Well, I'd have to keep restarting it because it stops. But then I'd play it again, and it makes me feel all the emotions that a human possibly could, but isn't really kind of, that's not the point of a film, is it? It's not. Films don't make you feel things; they're just there, put them on the background when you film, when your friends come over and just sort of fuck around and so for a party, no, this film isn't good. This film would not be S tier for a party because it's got a lot of murder in it. And murder doesn't go down too well at parties, I've found. So, but if we're looking at films outside of the party arena, I would say Zodiac is a definite S tier for me. I love it. Next film in list is The Social Network, which is also known as The Facebook, also known as Social Network, also known as Facebook and Bookface. These are probably jokes that have been made many times already. this film is quite old. I say old, it's not that old. It was released in 2010. Just pulled that out of my head like that. You know, I didn't check the screen or anything. 2010. So it's 13 years old. It's not that old. Neither is Facebook. Well, Facebook was 2011. I love this film. It's a good film. Good for parties. If you're at a party and you want to get people like not dancing, put on The Social Network. It's a good film for parties. So for that reason, I'm going to rank this an A. Because, right, I have to spread these out. I can't just have them all S, because they're not all S, and that would be really boring, but like looking at a series of films on a thing. So no, I'm not doing that. Right, next film is The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, starring Benjamin Button. Benjamin Button, Buttony Button. I don't like this film. I would say the baby effect. See, I did watch this one. I've seen this before, right? And I've seen this film, and it's like Forrest Gump in a baby. So if you take Forrest Gump and a baby, put them together, and you've got Curious Case of Benjamin Button. And I don't really care for it. I don't care for it at all. No. I love Forrest Gump. I'm impartial to babies, and I don't approve of this. So that's going in the C tier. Because it's not D David tier. It's just anyway. Also Benjamin Button. His name isn't even Benjamin Button. Well, I guess it is, because there's buttons. Well, no, his name is not Benjamin. I wasn't paying too much attention when I rewatched it this last weekend. So I could be wrong. Next film is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Now, going back to that previous party metric, if you're having a party, you want people to stop dancing, this is perfect. Because as soon as you put this film on, they'll be like, can you put the subtitles on? Because accents and stuff. And then it gets murdery. There's murders again, and there's clues and stuff. This one's quite brutal as well. So compared to Zodiac, on the scale of brutality, this is more brutal than Zodiac. So if you want a really awesome, brutal party film, double bill, you put both of these films on at the same time, right? So 2 screens, and I bet if you line them up and start them at the exact right point, they will synchronize, and you'll be like watching 2 films at once. Yeah, and I love her hair in this, so I'm going to gonna put that up in A. Gone Girl. This is a very sad film, but also a very good film, because it's hang on. Hang on. Look, I've even got the fancy Blu-ray, which has, this is a gift. Thank you very much from the person who got me this, and it's got the book from the film. Oh dear, Amy knew that it was. Oh dear, Amy knew that it just wasn't right for Doris, the housekeeper, to take the blame for her accident. But what would her parents say? Amy did not want to disappoint them. What a terrible way to start the day, but the school bus was waiting. And there's a picture there. Doesn't it? So it's a very nice Very nice book. From the film. The film is real. It's a documentary. So, for that reason, Gone Girl is an... Ooh, I don't know. S. It's S tier, thank you. Next film in the list is Mank. Now, I'm from Manchester. I'm not from Manchester, but I live in Manchester. Anyway, Mank is a film about a screenwriter, playwright, writer person who puts words on paper. Usually using a typewriter or maybe at some point pencil. In this film, he also drinks a lot, and so basically, it's a film about him making a film, which is very meta. If you think about it, like it's a film about a filmmaker making a film. Well, it's not even the person who's holding the camera, it's like before that stage, the screenwriter. Like it's way in the past, and I think the film is Citizen Kane. I hadn't seen this film before. It's also very recent, so that's fine. I'd been busy the last few years. And this was a Netflix film. And I didn't watch it because it's in black and white, and honestly I don't really enjoy black and white films, but I don't know why. Is the whole film in black and white? It must be. Anyway, maybe it's not, I don't know. Go and watch it yourself and form your own opinion. But I like Mank. I know other people didn't like it so much because it's very old, but it's not old. It's just black and white. But I liked the fact that it was black and white, which is weird because I don't like black and white. But I do, and it made me want to watch more black and white films, like really old ones. But then I'll probably get bored because they've got like no colour and stuff. So I'm gonna put Mank at I'm gonna put Mank at I'm going to create a new tier for Mank. And it's called Mank. And it'll be grey. So that's where Mank is ranked. Mank rank. The final film is the most recent film, which is just been released on Netflix, which is The Killer. It's also in selected cinemas, and I recommend you go and watch it at your local cinema if it is showing it, and if it isn't showing the film, request kindly at the box office and throw popcorn if they refuse. The Killer it's a good film. I really enjoyed it. It didn't feel like a over 2 hour long film. The only criticism I have is that it was too short, but not too short, as in it felt open-ended and it could have gone on for longer, and I wanted more. I guess that's good. It should have been longer, but it also wasn't. So I'm going to put this in A tier there. Ta-da! I have done my tier list. This is my David Fincher tier list, my personal David Fincher tier list, not yours, unless you copy it, then it is yours. It doesn't reflect the opinions of any filmmakers other than myself. And look, this is Gone Girl. Thank you, like and subscribe, and give me in the comments below not only which is your favourite David Fincher film from this list, but also let me know what food you've had today. 'Cause I'm hungry. Bye. Ugh. Right, well that was something.